What's going on, everybody? Shiraz Ahmed here, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the challenges that Canada is actually facing when it comes to maintaining its supply chains. The COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted global supply chains, and Canada is no exception to this. In response, the government is looking to diversify its trade partners and reduce its reliance on China through a strategy known as friend-shoring. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the challenges and the government's efforts to ultimately address them, so stay tuned to learn more. Okay, welcome back, everyone. So, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on global supply chains, and Canada, of course, is no exception to this rule. We all remember the issues that we had with PPE and medication shortages and, of course, all the items that were deemed essential, but were unfortunately not really available during the depth of the pandemic. Now, in April of 2022, Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland said that China's zero-COVID approach to lockdowns were her biggest concern, and that they were actually sure to wreak havoc on Canada's supply chains. Now, in September's analysis, Stats Canada found that manufacturers reported that raw materials cost about a fifth more this summer than they did 1 year ago. Now, in addition to the impact of the pandemic, Canada has also narrowly avoided potential blow to its economy when the US broadened a policy that would have significantly advantaged the sale of American-made electric vehicles. Now, this policy change could have had a significant impact on Canada's electric vehicle industry. Overall, the disruptions to the supply chains caused by the pandemic have had a negative impact on businesses and the economy, leading to increased costs and reduced competitiveness. It's clear that the effective supply chain management is ultimately crucial for the health of the Canadian economy. Now, in response to this challenge, frankly, that's facing supply chains everywhere, the Canadian government's looking to diversify its trade partners and reduce its reliance on China. Now, this approach is known as friend-shoring and involves increasing trade with allies like South Korea and growing markets in Southeast Asia. Now, Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland has been vocal about the need for this approach, stating that democracies must make conscious efforts to build their supply chains through each other's economies. She's also highlighted the potential benefits of friend-shoring, saying that it can make our economies more resilient on our supply chains, true to most of our deeply held principles. Now, Canada's industry minister has also spoken about the need to decouple from China and other regimes that do not necessarily share the same values that we do here. He has emphasized the importance of building supply chains with countries that share Canada's core values and commitment to the rule of law. Now, overall, it seems that the government is committed to pursuing this friend-shoring approach in order to address the challenges that, frankly, we're still facing to this day on supply chains. I mean, anybody who's read a headline knows that even to this day, there are basic medication shortages for things like children's Tylenol. Effective supply chain management is crucial for the health of the Canadian economy and for its financial markets. Disruptions to supply chains can cause significant problems for businesses, leading to increased costs and, of course, reduced competitiveness. And in turn, this can have a negative impact on the economy as a whole, leading to slower growth, potentially even a recession. As you can tell, this is a massive potential domino effect. So for investors, it's actually really important to keep an eye out on how Canada is actually addressing these challenges, specifically around supply chains. By understanding the challenges and also the solutions being pursued, we can actually make decisions on whether or not these would be viable potential investments for us. For example, if the government is successful in implementing this friend-shoring approach, it could actually lead to increased trade with allies and growing markets, which could ultimately be positive for the economy and potentially for certain industries and companies. Now, on the other hand, if the disruptions continue and we have an even bigger problem, this could have, unfortunately, a negative consequence for the economy and financial markets as a whole. Now, regardless of the outcome, I think we could probably all agree it's clear that effective supply chain management is crucial for the health of the Canadian economy and, of course, for its investors. So to summarize, Canada is facing challenges in managing its supply chains, largely due to the COVID-19 pandemic and, of course, other factors. Now, the government is looking to diversify its trade partners to reduce its reliance on China and take advantage of growth opportunities in other countries. This approach is known as friend-shoring and involves increasing trade with allies like South Korea and other Asian countries. Now, managing supply chains effectively is important to the health of the country and, of course, for its financial markets. Disruptions to supply chains can cause significant issues and problems for businesses, leading to increased costs and reduced competitiveness. Now, by keeping an eye on how the government is actually going to be addressing these things, we can be able to make informed decisions on whether or not these are going to be good for our industries. I want to thank you for watching this video on Canada's supply chain management challenges. This is, of course, not solely a Canadian problem, but I am focusing on the Canadian situation at this specific moment. This is effectively a global problem. So, for more information and videos relating to finance and other topics, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as it really does help out the channel. I'll also put my contact info at the end of this video in case you want to get a hold of me directly, or if you have other topics that you want me to cover. So until next time, please stay safe out there, you all. Bye for now.